It's beautiful. What's just sitting there? Look at that nugget. Another beautiful big gold nugget. That's the Nullarbor. Let's hope we can find some gold. This is the Nullarbor Plains, or the treeless plains, famous in Australia. And as you can see, it is just flat. And there's a little bit of the Australian Bight, the Great Australian Bight. We're right at the very bottom of Australia now, well past the Nullarbor, and just 20 odd kilometres from the Western Australian border. Looks like some good fishing down there. Nice and calm today. Beautiful sight. And this is a fairly good view of the straightest piece of road in Australia. 90 miles or 146 kilometres. Here's a bit of a view in the mirror. Yep, dead straight. 350 kilometres to Norseman. I'll then do a right-hand turn and head up into the goldfields. So I'll be there tomorrow. Well, I'm just about here now. This is the actual goldfields that I'll be having a look around. As you can see, they'll go for miles and miles and miles. You could spend a year in here and not even covering a tenth of it. So almost there now. Nice bit of a view from up the top here. Some of the countryside out here. A nice little hill over there, probably a bit of gold coming out. I'm right up the top on breakaway country up here. Could be gold absolutely anywhere. My job is to go out there and find it. As you can see, you've got your work cut out for you. So if you don't actually enjoy this sort of thing, you're going to be frustrated very quickly. Somewhere down in there is the truck. Look at that. Now I'm going to go over this hill and take a bit of a look and see what's over there. Hopefully a nice little run of gold. Well, this is gold prospecting. Out here in the middle of nowhere, and it all looks pretty much the same. There's not even any real wash here to look at. A little bit of light stone on the ground. Look at that coming in. I'm going to get a wet ass. But anyway, that's prospecting. You walk, 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 walk until you finally hit something. And then hopefully that's just the first piece of the patch. Right here next to this bit of spinifex, got a little signal. So I'm going to have a look at it. It could just be a shotgun pellet out here in the middle of nowhere. That's good. Okay, so that'll be a little bit of gold. I pulled up here yesterday, and about 50 foot from the truck, I got a beautiful 18.76 gram specimen. Well, that sounds alright. The headphones will save some people's sanity. A few people said that noise was driving them crazy. I don't think it's fair that I've got to listen to it all day. Nice little nugget. Shows you got a bit of gold in the ground right here. And if there's no old holes around, you never know what it can lead to. Right, now that I've got that bit, nice little, close to 1 gram I'd say. That's what I've got against me. It's pretty thick bush in here. Any direction you're heading. I'm just going to poke around here for like 30 to 50 feet in most directions, all around this bit of gold I just got. If I can get a few more bits, I'll start marking the ground with my foot, so I know where I've been, and be a little bit more thorough. There's no real signs out here when the ground looks like that as to where the runs will be. They just seem to come either spasmodically or in little patches. There's that specimen I got the other morning. See gold all through there. Turning over, gold in the back there. Nice bit of quartz, should clean up nice. Well, I just got totally sucked in by that signal. Oh, I thought for sure that's an old nail. I thought, oh, that's interesting, because I just got a little bit of gold just back up there. And I dug down, and look at that. Beautiful nugget. And it must have been laying dead flat, like that, and it gave off the biggest signal. Now, I've actually got the headphones on, again, because it's that windy. Even though I've got tape and sponge and all sorts over the microphone, it's still going to be pretty noisy, I'd say. It's been blowing a gale. This is actually quite good now. Probably only 10 knots. Oh, I'm going to get back into this. Look at that. Look at that sitting right there. Nice big old gold nugget. Hey? I actually spotted that and thought it was a little metal ring. And then I couldn't believe it. Look at that. What a clunker. What a beauty. Just sitting there sunbaking away. You can see the ground here where I've just picked up this sunbaker. Very stony. Pretty shallow ground, I'd say. There'll probably be a bit of exposed cowcrete around here somewhere, which I'll be keen to get onto. Maybe even down there. That looks like there might be a bit of cowcrete down in there. So definitely worth a look around here. Look at that. Yeah, 4 or 5 grammer. Another beautiful sunbaker. All I did was scratch the ground with my hand, just like that. Bam. That beautiful piece of gold. Sitting right on top. One colour that side, gold that side. And that feels like about a 2 grammer. And don't they go off, it's like hitting bullets. So I'm just going to keep looking around in amongst this stuff. You never know when you're going to walk over one. Oh, just sitting there, checking me out while I'm checking him out. See how close we can get to him. Fairly close, he's about a foot away. That beautiful smile. This will be another sunbaker. Alright, let's find it. Steer somewhere. There it is. There it is, right there. Oh, it doesn't look real big. It's stuck in, oh, that. Nice little clean one. Look, the little tiny hole there. Another little sunbaker. This is a fairly easy target to hear. Nice and loud. just got that other bit right there. Just up there. So with any luck, maybe a few running down the hill here. That's always good. Definitely gold. Nice solid signal, could be another grammer. Listen to that. It's in here. It's in that lump of dirt somewhere. In there. Should break on the gold normally. It's not in there. There it is. So that'll be it. There you go. It's out there. A nice nugget. Oh, lovely little gold nugget there. 12 to 15 foot from that last one. And that's what I said this morning. When you get a bit, just gravitate around that area. Move a few logs, because you know you've got a run of gold come down the hill. Look at these beautiful trees. Just pop up, bright lime green. Beautiful, eh? A little bit of a noise there. That's only a little tiny piece. There might be gold all through this paddock, you're just going to have to work hard for it. Another little piece of gold. As long as they keep coming, I don't care what size they are. That's that nugget I got this morning. That fella there up on the flats. I come down the creek and I got that little fella and a couple of other little bits. Then bang, just that one on top. Really screamed like a ricocheting bullet. And I thought, I might video this one I got right here, because it sounds a little bit similar. Or it did from the top, but now I'm a bit closer. It just really sounds like gold. So a bit of a wily one. I just put some tape around the handle, too many splinters. Come on, be a nice 2 grammer. Here we go. Oh, this might be nice. I mean, I've got the booster turned up and it's pretty windy as usual. Now listen to that. Look at that beauty. It's good 1 point something anyway. Might go 1.5, probably 1.3 because it's pretty flat. But it's not too bad, eh? Nice little nugget. There's a vague little signal. Well, it's coming through a bit louder now, I've cleared the top. One of these days it's going to be that big nugget down deep, with any luck. So from a vague little noise to this. So that's definitely a little nugget down there.
Only about an inch or two away now. Sounds like a grammer. It's good when the call picks them up from that distance. There we go. Got a nice nugget there. Over the gram. So if I could just get a few more like that, I'm pretty happy. So there'll probably be gold pretty well scattered right throughout here, especially when you start seeing this sort of thing over here. Exposed cap rock. That means you're right on the bottom. Come back out, off it a bit. You've got a bit of wash, a bit of depth. Here you've got a bit of a channel with some wash in it. There you've got exposed bedrock, capstone. Here you've got exposed capstone. So there's a channel down through here. And you can target that. So it's just indicating that the bottom used to be undulating. And that's usually a pretty good trap for gold. Up and down, and they find their own little low spots, and that's where they sit and wait for you. That's what you want to be looking for anyway. Right, so that's where I just got that last nugget. Now I've moved up here about 10 feet, 8 to 10 feet across, and I've got a pretty funny sort of a noise here. You wouldn't call it a signal, but like I say, you need to investigate every noise. Sometimes it could just be a hot rock, big hot rock. That's nice and quiet. Big, funny little wobble there. I wouldn't call it a signal, and it's probably just a bit of ground noise. But I have had these turn into gold, and it's usually a deeper nugget. No, I need to give you a listen. So you can't really pick the signal. It seems to be all through the ground there. No one particular spot. Let's see if we can't get some noise out of it. Always good if you can start getting a bit of gold close together. Once you start getting a bit in an area, you want to slow right down and do every bit properly, rather than race through looking for quick nuggets. This is a funny old noise. Oh, you've got to have a listen to that. Not a signal from the top, but a bit of a wobble. Hard to explain, but that's the sort of thing you've got to be looking out for. Any deviation in that threshold, that's constant in an area. Keep waving that coil over that one spot. There's a bit of cap rock. It's a bit of a dip here. We're down in here. You keep waving that coil over the same spot and you keep getting a wobble. It's picking up something. So that's what you want to investigate. It has some tree roots. More good signs. Next time I stick the coil on the hole, she's going to scream. We're definitely going to know we've got something then. I doubt it's going to be in here. Alright, let's have a listen. She's got a bit of a wobble to her still. That beauty. Oh yeah. Another nice one. Nothing as big as I wanted. They never are. Yeah. They love your nose, these flies. Anyway, there you go. Look at that. Another one. So what's that? One there. One there. 8 foot apart. So what you do now, you know gold has grouped in this area, you start marking the ground. Another piece for the collection. Anything of that size you've got to be happy with. It's those tiny little bits that drive me nuts. Once they get around the gram and bigger, oh, that'll keep me interested. And the 3 bits I got just over here yesterday, 1.6, 1.7, 1.1. The one up the hill was 0.997. So pretty close to the gram. But a lot of the nuggets in this area seem to be around that gram mark, 1 to 2 grams. So there's a good chance of fluking a big one. You know, it could be 2 feet deep and just giving off a slight signal like that was. Just got to keep looking. Let's see, 90 feet down here in the bush somewhere will be my detector. I really hope you enjoyed this next video as much as I enjoyed finding this signal. Alrighty, here we go. There's the pick laying on the ground, using a good old GPS here. Oh yeah. X marks the spot. Around about there somewhere. Nice big hole coming up here. Well, not much I can say. Just big. Take this completely off. Pretty hot. Sweat pouring out of me. That might have something to do with that bit of a wander I just took. Back to the car with the camera. But this one, you've got to video this. edge of the spin effect here. It goes a little bit into the trees, but it pretty well pulls up. And I may just have a bit of a wander later. Look at that. Look how deep this is here. It's just dirt. Compacted dirt. Tree root. Yeah. I love seeing these. I like to savour my digs, and when you only get a couple of these a year, there's no rush. We'll just get straight down to it and have a look at the ground. I'm seeing wash coming in here, some coarser wash. It's heavy, it's ironstone, it's just broken up pieces of bedrock. You can hear how gravelly it is down there now, and some big wash coming out. So some good stones there. We won't throw too far. We're not too far off it. Depending on the size. But a target like this, that's a nice big tree root there. A target like this should be a 5 gram a minimum. Look at the gravel down there. Let's have a listen on the way down. That's about 10 to 12 inches. Be in the hole. It's out already. Nice. That's a beauty. Oh, boom. That's a... How big is it? So that's picking it up from there. Oh, there it is. Look at that. That's that big thing at the front of my hand. There's a rock, and there's that. And it's that. I know it's that. You should feel how nice and heavy that is. Let's get some gold. Oh, there's gold right there. Nice. What a thumper. 7, 8 gram. And there goes the end of another great day on the goldfields. What a beautiful moon. It's going to be cold tonight. Finally some clear skies. Magic.
Until tomorrow, more gold then.